and welcome to Jubail Industrial College Fire and Safety Training Center. We are at Fire Protection Hydraulics Labs where we have different fire protection equipment. We have fire pump unit, we have a electrical pumps and a maintenance pump which is jockey pumps, and two separate controllers for the maintenance pump and for the main pumps. And we have different sprinkler risers. We have four sprinkler risers as per NFPA 13, which is for wet pipe system, dry pipe system, deluge pipe system, and a pre-action system, which is double interlocks. We have also at our labs, water spray booth, where we can see the simulation of the flow. Wind sprinkler is getting discharged, what is the profile of the water as coming at different pressure. Normally we regulate the pressure from the device, and we used to notice how the profile is getting on. And this lab is approved by NFPA for inspection, testing and maintenance classroom program, which is one of the unique installation outside US and Canada. You can never find this kind of arrangements for training and educational purpose outside those US and Canada perimeters. So okay, let's start with the fire pump unit. For next 1 hour or 1.5 hours, we are going to discuss the various parts of the fire pump unit for us. And this video is made for Certified Fire Protection Specialist program. Keeping in mind, due to the current situation, we stopped the classes in the regular. Due to the current situation, we are recording this video for our participants so that they can see the videos and understand different parts, their functioning. And once the situation gets normal, they will come to our facilities and look everything in the classroom basis. So this is like they will come and see the actual installation at the site. We have a fire water supply tanks, right? We have supply tanks as this is designed based on NFPA 22. The material of the construction and all comes under the criteria of 22. The capacity of the tank is 1000 gallons, which is very less, something like 3.7 cubic meter. One thing I want to clear you at this stage is that this fire protection system is just for training and educational purpose. Keeping in mind the participant will come and see the various arrangement. This is not connected to any fire protection system like sprinkler system, standpipe, hydrant, and so on. Okay, starting with the OSY type suction control valve. Soon after the tank, this is the requirement from NFPA 22. We have to put that one, right? So at this position, this OSY type valve, you can see the steam. This part we call steam. It is outside, so it means the valve is open. When this is being go inside, while we are rotating this one, the valve is closed, right? So the function is for this isolation valve is to open or close for the maintenance purpose. If you need some maintenance, you close this one and do the maintenance. If you can see the listing, it is the valve made from the Mueller companies, and we have the UL listing, FM listing, UL listing in the Canada. Everything is certified, right? So this is listed and there is some number. So fire main gate valve, 6-inch line. So this line we have a 6-inch. If you can see here, where there is the requirement from NFPA, we need to identify the size of the pipe. We have 6-inch pipe, schedule 40. So this pipe is going all the way to the fire pump unit, right? So we have two fire pumps, two pumps. One is the electrical pump and another is the maintenance pump, which is jockey pump. Here we can see the pressure we are getting due to the static head of the tanks. Okay, so this is one of the connection where we can notice the pressure we are getting from the success. Normally we have to evaluate that in the performance of the pump while doing acceptance test after the installation. Okay, now let's move all the way to the suction control valve. Here we have a OSY type suction control valve. As I said, if the steam is outside, if you can see the steam is outside, means the valve is open. So while you are doing generally a day-to-day inspection, if you are walking through those installation, if you can look it just once, you will confirm that the valve is open. If you can see the lead box installed into those lines in the stem, it is this valve is supervised. The meaning of supervised is if someone is playing with this valve, right? someone is playing with this valve, or they are closing or opening this valve. After 2 or 3 turns of this valve, right? After 2 and 3 turns, we will get a supervisory signal in the fire alarm control panel. Now, those fire alarm control panel will give you a supervisory signal that the valve number, this one, the numbering we should keep as per the requirement, is closed or semi-open or semi-closed. So they will come and they will check the requirement for that. Okay, moving on all the way to the suction of the pump, right? Here we have, you can see the size we are getting from the main line, which is main suction line, which is 6 inch, and the size we are getting at the suction of the pump is less than the 6 inch. So there are two different connections. Maybe it is 6 inch and this is less than the 6 inch. For connecting these two lines, we need a reducer, right? So those reducers should be a type of eccentric type of the reducer with flat on top. Now you can see this arrangement, right? So flat on top and there is a small slope which reduce the reducer size and connect to those pipes. The benefit of this one, right, is that it will reduce the bubble formation or air entrap inside the suction line, which is much beneficial for avoiding cavitation inside the fire protection system. So cavitation is not good for fire protection system. We discuss in fire protection hydraulics, we discuss in fire pumps unit, and we discuss in everywhere we are discussing about the hydraulics or the fluid, how cavitation affect the presence of the air supply into the water, affect the performance of the pump. It will reduce the capacity of the pump by time to time, by air to air, and also it will damage the internal materials like impellers. There will be pitting or scale build up that is not good for the fire protection unit. Okay, now coming all the way to the suction gauge. This gauge we need to monitor the suction pressure we are getting from the pump. Now this is a compound gauge. The suction gauge is a compound gauge. It's not like ordinary we have to install it at other location in the fire protection system. The idea of the compound gauge is that we have to measure the positive pressure which we are getting due to the elevation of the tank, and if we are getting negative pressure. Now NFPA 20 says that the pressure at the suction inlet of the fire protection system should be greater than 0 psi, except in case of vertical turbine pumps where the impellers always are inside the water and there is no problem with the cavitation. If pressure goes below 0 psi, minus 3 psi is also acceptable in case that your fire pumps run for the maximum duration required from the fire protection system. How to interpret that? If your fire protection system need water supply for 2.5 hours, for 2 hours continuous, right? So this pump supplied the 2 hours continuous and running at 150% of the capacity of this pump. We have some limitation. We can go up to minus 3 psi in that case. So this should give us a positive pressure also, and this should give us the negative pressure also.